Hi everyone, it's Lisa Brown with InkandInspirations.com. Welcome to the fourth edition of our Christmas in July series over on Ink and Inspiration with Stampin' Up! Christmas card ideas for 2019. And in today's card, we're going to be using the Ride With Me bundle that is on page 55 of the annual catalog. It's a really cute set. There's even a die to make this cute little truck, which you'll be seeing at a later date. But for today, I'm going to be using the truck and the little Christmas tree for this Christmas card. So here's the card, and we're going to be coloring with Stampin' Blends, our alcohol markers. But to get started, you'll need a garden green base, cut it 5.5 by 8.5. And I'm matching the corners here and going to give it a good crease with a bone folder. Then I have a piece of the garden green Regals from the Regal stack of the Designer Series paper stack of the different colors in that Regals collection. And this is the gingham check. And I'm going to apply that with snail adhesive. That's going to be our first layer on top of our card base. And then we'll go ahead with our stamping and coloring with our Stampin' Blends. Okay, I'm going to set that card base aside, and I have a piece of Whisper White cardstock cut at 2.5 by 4. And then the layer for behind that is 2 3/4 by 4 1/4. And I'll have all these measurements on my blog at InkandInspirations.com. So be sure you visit there to see the details. All right, let me go ahead and get my stamp with the little truck. And since we're coloring with Stampin' Blends, I'm going to be using Memento Black ink. I'm going to ink up this stamp and stamp toward the center of this Whisper White piece. I'm going to line it up with my grid sheet and stamp it in the center. Okay, now I'm going to take a scrap piece of Whisper White, and I'm going to stamp the little Christmas tree that is made to ride in the back of the truck. And so I have the stamp here, and I'm going to get a clear block, mount it, and then ink it up with Memento Black. And just center it here. So what I'm going to be using is the standard platform, the die adapter, a cutting plate. I'll put my cardstock and die over top of that, and then I'll put another cutting plate over the top. And here we go. All right, so now let's go ahead and start some coloring. I'm going to move my Memento Black out of the way and get a piece of scrap paper, and I'm going to do the tree first. And I decided to use Granny Apple Green to do a variation of the green colors and give it a little bit of a lighter look. So I'm going to start with the dark Granny Apple Green and just do some highlights. Not anything difficult. It's just simple coloring book coloring. I'm just outlining with the dark, and then I'm going to go back with the light color and fill in. Okay, so that part's ready to go. I'm going to set it aside, and we're going to color the truck. All right, right here, I've decided to make a red truck. Love that little red truck look for the holidays. And I'm going to start off with dark, real red, and just do a little bit of shading where I think it might be darker. So I'm just going to go through here like this and color. Really, if you decided to, you could just do all of one color, coloring book coloring, and be done with it. I just like to play with the blends, and I find it very relaxing to sit and color. So that's what I did. I just played around with it until I got the look I wanted. So enjoy. If you haven't tried our Stampin' blends, can I say you just don't know what you're missing? It is just so fun and makes for such a beautiful and vibrant image. Got a little bit there on my wheel, but that's going to be okay. We're not going to worry about that. I say wheel, my tire. Okay, let's see. I'm going to kind of go around here, maybe right here on the back, down the truck door, and down here. Okay, so now I'm going to take the light real red. In our Stampin' blends, they come in lights and darks of the same color so that you can do shading if you want to, or if you need a lighter version of the color, you can use that. The combo gives you the light and dark together. It's the same price. They're $4.50, and I believe the combos are $9. It just provides for ease of ordering with one order number for both shades of the same color, instead of having to enter in or write down two numbers, okay? So if I can help you with that, or you need to know what colors to start with, I'd be glad to help you. In fact, I've done a video with my recommendations for what to start with, and I'll try to put the link here. Okay, so there's our truck, and now I'm going to do a light basic black for the tires. So I'm just going to kind of outline it and go around the circle there. And I'm coloring over that little mishap with coming into the tire with the red. And you can see that just covered it right up. And I'm just filling it in. I'm not doing any shading, just an easy coloring. All right, so now I'm going to go with Smoky Slate for the center, or the hubcap. Okay, and then I've got the tree here that's going to go in the back of the truck. Isn't that so cute? Okay, I'm going to do some coloring first, but that's the look we're going to get. But first I want to give it something to ground it. Okay, so I'm using crumb cake, and I'm starting with dark, and I'm going to just color beneath each tire like that. Then I'm going to take the light crumb cake and make like the dirt road, so to speak, or the street, whatever you want to call it. And I'm going to fill it in and kind of blend that dark into the light. Okay. There we go. Now, as in a lot of my images that I do with blends, I like to give it a background, and most of the time I use light pool party, okay? So I'm going to just come in and go around the truck. I'm kind of doing a circular motion, and I'm going to fill this in. And you don't definitely have to go and cover the complete background, but just, you know, get around the image. It kind of grounds it. Now, on these, like for these Christmas cards, it would be fun and easy just to go ahead and stamp all of your trucks. And while you're sitting and visiting or watching TV or listening to something, you could be coloring. and get all of your images colored at one time. So I'm just going to bring this out a little bit like that. And then I want it to come up around where the tree is going to be, so I'm going up a little higher there. And just, okay, let's see how that's going to look. I'm going to put my tree here. Okay, so now I know I want to come up a little higher right here and look like the tree has a little shadow up there. Okay. Okay, that's good. All right, let me go ahead and attach the tree. I'm using a little bit of snail and getting that right here. Carrying home the Christmas tree to be decorated. All right, so let's go ahead and mount this up. We've got our real red cardstock to back our little red truck. Let's center that. And then we are going to mount that on our card base. Notice you check on your card base before you attach your main image. Be sure you make sure you have the opening on the right side. Ask me how I know. I've put images on a card upside down before, but it can be fixed. Okay, so here is a piece of garden green, and it is cut at 3/4 of an inch by 2.5 inches. And I'm going to use Memento Black and stamp the sentiment. And the sentiment goes along with the little truck saying, wishing you loads of Christmas cheer. Move this down a bit. Stamp it on that garden green, and it shows up nicely in that Memento Black ink. And then I'm going to take some Stampin' Dimensionals and put it on the back and pop it up just a little bit. And then we'll have one more little bit of embellishment. Let's attach this right here. And then I'm going to use our red rhinestones and put a little bit of bling. So I'm going to go with one here and here, and then one down here on the bottom, just to add a little festive touch. Okay, there is our Christmas card, the fourth in a series, and I hope you'll give that a try. This is a great little set. I wanted to show you, it even has some pumpkins here, so you could use it for fall. It says Happy Harvest, great for fall, and Christmas and birthday. So be sure you check that out in the annual catalog. And if you have any questions, let me know. Visit my website at inkandinspirations.com for more ideas and for details on this card. And I'll see you again soon. Take care. Bye-bye.